Yeah, well, we're here today at the Royal Hotel in Delhi, and from Ericsson we've launched two new indoor base stations, which are particularly targeted for indoor coverage issues, and particularly in the enterprise area. Now, this has always been a challenging area because of the actually very high cost to go and deploy the technology in buildings. It's normally been prohibitive. So what we're trying to do today is bring in a low-cost solutions for some enterprises or buildings below 5,000 square meters, which is the Pico base station, and for the 5 to 50,000 square meters, then we're using a radio dot technology. And the beauty of that dot technology is it's cheap to install, it's cheap to power, which have been some of the prohibitive things before. And we see this being solving one of the key issues for many operators around the world, including in India. Now, if we take India specifically, then I think we're launching the product today, so we're talking to operators, all operators about this product and what it can do for them. We've seen significant interest in that from all operators, and we're having detailed discussions about what we can do together, what their requirements are, and what different bands, and we'll be working together with them during the coming years.
How has been the response from some of the global operators for the small cells?
Yeah, we've seen a big interest there because they know they've seen what's happened in other parts of the world when data really takes off, and you have a huge amount of smartphones in the network. Then they realise that these are things that have to happen. They're very well aware of that. They're talking to us about those products and what we can do. Now, today is the launch of those products, so of course now the discussions will really start in earnest and in detail. We'll be getting lots of requirements for how we can utilise this product in India.
Can you talk about your association with Airtel for the 4G the deal?
No, I can't say any more than I've said that we're very delighted to be selected by them as an LTE partner, but beyond that,
what does it mean for Ericsson in India, because it is the first LTE deal for
I mean that's why we're so delighted about it. It's great. I mean, we know 50% of the smartphone traffic is taken over our data networks in LTE, and it wouldn't be very good if we didn't do that in India. That's why it's very important for us, and we hope to do it.
Are you looking forward for the Reliance Jio deal also?
Yeah, look, we're talking to all operators about the technology. We're working intensively with all operators, and having various discussions. We bring in the knowledge that we've gained in deployments when we first deployed this in the US and Japan, etc. And then we're taking that back into India and say, okay, what's going to be different here? How do we need to meet the new challenges here? What have we learned? What more do we need to learn? How can we deliver an excellent service to the Indians?
This last question, how are you doing differently in India? Because in the last 1 year, you have been handling the Indian business. So, some of the challenges and opportunities, how do you handle it?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, when I came in, just over a year ago, then I was amazed, to be honest, about how India kind of copes with such a small spectrum of data like 5 megahertz. I find that absolutely amazing. And you can always wish for more, but you've got to deal with what you've got. And I think that's the Indian thing. That's what we're learning: how to deal with what we've got. We have people with the network and the spectrums is what they are. We have to. How do we tune that network? How do we optimize things to make it work better? So we have very highly skilled teams doing those types of things. And I think that's the beauty of it here. You can cope, you can manage, and that's what we'll have to do in the future. It won't be easy, but it will be a fantastic journey. It will be very, very exciting.
You came from UK. Is it totally different Indian market in terms of demands?
Well, I think, to be honest, I've been in UK, I've been in Japan, I've been in Hungary, I've been in Sweden, I've been in several different markets, and I think in India, the Indian consumer, they want quality, they want value for money in everything they do. Whether you've got 1 billion rupees or 1 rupee, you want that value for that rupee. And I think, that's great, and that's something that's a challenge. But in terms of quality, I think, I was in Japan where the quality standards were very high amongst the consumers. I think they're equally high from an Indian consumer. Indians don't want just the cheap stuff or something second rate. They want the best, but they want to get that for an Indian price for good value. And I think that's the challenge for us as a technology. That's what we're working with all the time. How can we optimize things, how we can make things better, how we can improve so we can achieve and connect over 1 billion Indians to the internet. That's a fantastic thing to do.